Well, hello to YouTube. Here it is, the somewhat finished product of the K98 numbers matching 1944 gun with the duffel cut repair. You've been following along with this. I have not tried to darken that stain yet. I'm here at the range. This is going to be a test to see if the gun holds up to actually shooting it. I have not filled in the cleaning rod hole. That is a nice handguard, but it's not a correct handguard. It's not DOT marked as everything on the DOT guns would be. And I have not tried to darken up the stain on this, but this is just going to be a test firing to see if it holds up. I've got 10 rounds of Federal full metal jacket, or excuse me, soft point ammo, and 5 rounds of Yugoslavian milsurp Mauser ammo. And we're going to see if at 50 yards, can you swing it around here, if at 50 yards this gun will take, and that stock will take the use and maybe the abuse, and that'll tell me true if the duffel cut holds up. Let's see what happens. There you go, YouTube. So far so good. Fired 15 rounds, 10 rounds of the Federal ammo. The first 5 rounds were low because being a military gun, they usually sight it in high. So I aimed it low and I hit low. The second 5 and the third 5 shots, I pretty much aimed dead center. And the Federals hit really well. I'll show you that target in a minute. But so far so good. I won't know for sure until I get this thing home and take it apart to see for sure if the duffel cut held, and we'll see what happens. And there you go, YouTube, at 50 yards. The top group seems to be most of what the Federal. The bottom and 3 and those couple of stragglers appear to be the military ammo, which didn't do too bad. But it's definitely a nice shooting gun. Usually you hear some of these guns don't have the greatest. This gun has an excellent barrel. The bore is absolutely perfect on this. But I'll take it home and take it apart and see for sure if the duffel cut held, and go from there. See what happens. Have a good day, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Well, I am back from the range, and I have taken the K98 Mauser apart, and to my immense satisfaction and surprise, the stock has held. There are no cracks. The acraglass has held perfectly. There isn't even where the stock is bedded, where the runoff basically bedded into the stock channel. There isn't even a crack in that. So after firing 15 rounds of a combination of Federal ammunition, as well as 5 rounds of the Yugoslavian surplus ammo, which is a 196 grain bullet. That's a heavier bullet. Like I said, to my satisfaction, the stock has held. The duffel cut repair has held perfectly. I can't be happier, especially since this is the first time I've ever done one of these. And my next step, and I'm going to probably do that in a little while, is I'm going to take some of the darker black stain I have, and I'm going to try to blend it in with on the repair piece to see if I can't get it a little darker and maybe match it a little better. It's going to be hard because the repair piece was used what was known as red glue when they built that stock, being a limited stock, and the original is white glue, and it's very hard to find the white glue, even the stocks. That's why it has that nice darker with like the whiter lines to it. It's never, like I said, it's never going to be perfect, but I'm going to try to get it close. And then after that, my final thing, hopefully, to do is fill in the, put a wooden dowel in where the cleaning rod used to go, and clean that out, and that's it. And then hopefully, I'm on the hunt for a DOT marked laminated handguard. I found several that are hardwood, which are will not be correct. I need a correct laminate handguard, because the one I have is, you can actually see this, the finish is wrong. It was somebody glossed it over. It doesn't look right. Not to mention, it's not correct. Anything on the DOT marked guns was on the wood was stamped DOT. The stock is stamped on this DOT, and the handguard would be as well. I did find one on Gunbroker that's correct, but the guy is sitting on what he thinks is a small fortune. I'm trying to talk to him now about seeing if he'd be willing to come down on his price a little bit. He's come down a few bucks, but he's still about $30 higher than it should be. So I'm debating just kind of holding on to this for now. See if I can find another one, and if possible, then I'll get one. But right now I'm really leery about spending that much, because the parts for this were hard to get. All of the barrel bands were numbers matching, and I'll tell you, that was actually one of the biggest challenges, was that forward barrel band, the one I got, because anything after October 1944, which is when this gun was built, because of the lack of the numbers on most of the minor parts, had no numbers on them. They were trying to streamline some of the process. Well, the forward barrel band is correct for this gun, but what happens again when you buy parts sight unseen, or you buy and the guy has a whole bunch of them, and you don't get to actually see the picture. It's in nice looking shape until I got it and I realized, why was it so hard to get on the stock? It's because it had been peened inside and out, and I had to go through and clean out and basically pound out almost like minor dents, and just to get it to go on the stock, where it had been peened on it'd been hit with a hammer too many times, and it'd been peened on both ends, and it actually had a small indentation on the inside from where that pin is, where the bayonet mount goes on the stock on the other side of the gun. And it was just a lot of work to finally get that together. But here it is. It works. The duffel repair held, my first one, and I'm very happy that this gun is now back to shootable condition. You could always shoot it before, but now it actually looks again like a proper K98. And given the price of these guns now, I mean, you're seeing them numbers matching. They are going well over $1,000, $1,500, upwards of $2,000 in some places, depending on what plant or factory they're made at. So I only paid $400 for this gun. I'm going to probably end up selling the other stock and trying to recoup some money on that. But as far as, I probably got another, not counting the other stock, I probably got $100 into the parts, and another 20 or 30 into like the acraglass, and the rest is just time. But it was well worth doing it, and it did come out surprisingly well. And I will probably take video of when I finish this up, but you're going to see in the beginning of this video here. Actually, I'm going to probably end it. I'm probably going to throw it here at the end, and you'll see where the acraglass work was done, fitted together, and where it at first looked like it was just creating a mess. But then once it hardened, I was able to really take a very sharp chisel and very lightly file it down. And I'll go through all the pictures of that, and I'll show them through here, and you'll get to see how it was finally put together, and now that it finally works. And with that being said, YouTube, have a good day. And if you get one of these guns and you really want to do this, there are videos out there. Novak's is probably the best as far as watching his videos. There's several duffel cup repairs that he's done. The Arasaka one is probably the one where I learned the most. That and the 03 Springfield. He did a wonderful job explaining all that, and that's how I learned to do this. And that's where I followed up and went with that. And with that being said, YouTube, have a good day.